Opposition leader Mark Golding at a press conference earlier this month.
In my view, the entire reform process has been flawed.
And that has been his view ever since. It's been over a week since the opposition declared it will not be signing off on the constitutional reform report, leaving the process at a stalemate. But Prime Minister Andrew Holness is still optimistic.
I don't see this as a failure or an end to the process. I see this as part of the process. And my job is to make it possible to work towards consensus.
In this video, there is a statement of the constitutional reform of Jamaica. The leader of the opposition party described the constitutional reform process as fraud, and he is not going to sign on the Constitutional Reform Committee's report. Whereas he holds this view about the constitutional reforms, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, says that everything is intact and everything is in place in order for the constitutional reforms to be made. He says that he does not see this as an end to the process or as a stalemate to the process, but as a part of the process. So this is his position on the current situation of the constitutional reforms. Now, Jamaica has been trying to make these constitutional reforms for a long period of time, and it has seen a lot of setback. And this is one of the setbacks that currently it is facing. Now, let's watch this video in order to find more about the constitutional reforms, the view of the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, and also the view of the leader of the opposition party, Mark Golding. So let's watch these videos together. But before that, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, just subscribe to the channel.
All is not lost. That's according to Prime Minister Andrew Holness over the seemingly never-ending debate on the country's direction towards constitutional reform.
Mr. Holness addressed the issue at a social housing handover in Clarendon today. Amoy Harriot tells us more.
Opposition leader Mark Golding at a press conference earlier this month.
In my view, the entire reform process has been flawed.
And that has been his view ever since. It's been over a week since the opposition declared it will not be signing off on the constitutional reform report, leaving the process at a stalemate. But Prime Minister Andrew Holness is still optimistic.
I don't see this as a failure or an end to the process. I see this as part of the process. And my job is to make it possible to work towards consensus.
The impasse has led to a public political tug-of-war. The revelation of the opposition leader's British citizenship now a main part of the discussion.
As to sit in the Jamaican Parliament, you should have a single allegiance.
Mr. Holness continues to question what he says is the opposition's sudden U-turn on the phased approach to the constitutional reform process.
It was an idea that was supported by the opposition at the time. In fact, the position of the opposition then was that there is agreement and therefore the government should go ahead. In fact, the view was, as expressed in letters to the Minister of Constitutional Reform from the leader of the opposition, is that we don't need to establish a committee to review the work that was done before on the move towards reforming our constitution and becoming a republic. We should just go ahead and do it.
The Prime Minister says before now he deliberately remained silent on the matter.
Because I wouldn't want any views that I may express be used as an excuse not to participate. So I left it up to those persons who were appointed to review, and they will tell you that they were able to do their job without any political interference. My views did not influence their views whatsoever.
It's left to be seen if the government and opposition will arrive at a common ground to determine the governance architecture of the country.
Jamaica gained independence in 1962, and after the country gained independence, a constitution was drafted for the country. Now, this constitution is being reviewed, or the country wants to review its constitution, there are certain amendments that needs to be made to the constitution. Every nation of the world goes through constitutional amendments and constitutional reforms, and it is time for Jamaica to also go through constitutional reforms. But there has been back and forth between the opposition party and the ruling party. So this is causing a stalemate in the constitutional reforms to be able to be executed. Now, why is this happening? The leader of the opposition party, by name McGoldin, says that the whole entire constitutional reform process is flawed, whereas the sitting Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, believes that everything is on course for the constitutional reform to come into fruition. These two highly ranked individuals hold opposing views as to whether the constitutional reforms will come into fruition or not. But why is it so? Quite currently, the leader of the opposition party, McGoldin, has been said to have dual citizenship. And one thing that has made the news is his dual citizenship. In the past few days or weeks, he has been in the news for this particular revelation that came to the public domain. Now, one thing about Jamaican's constitution is that it states that with members of parliament could have dual citizenship if these countries are part of the Commonwealth. And then the leader of the opposition party, McGoldin, has dual citizenship. He's a citizen of Jamaica and also a citizen of the United Kingdom. He's a British. His father has the British ancestry, or his father is from Britain. So by descent, he is British. So he has dual citizenship. He has been a member of parliament for this whole number of years because the constitution permits and does not restrict people with dual citizenship. It only restricts if the country is not part of the Commonwealth. But if the country is part of the Commonwealth, it does not restrict you from being a member of parliament in Jamaica. But ascending to the throne of Prime Minister, that is the highest seat of government in Jamaica, the constitution is silent. It does not restrict people or does not say that someone should have just a single citizenship. But the Prime Minister says that you cannot have two allegiance. You should just have one allegiance if you want to be Prime Minister. That is his position and his view on this matter. So in the constitutional reforms, his suggestion is that one should have just one citizenship and not dual citizenship in order for the person to be Prime Minister of Jamaica. But he says that his suggestion is not what he is pushing onto the Constitutional Reform Committee. He left them without any political interference in order for them to decide on what should form part of the Constitution and what should not form part of the Constitution. So clearly, the leader of the opposition party, McGoldin, has dual citizenship, but he is not restricted by the Constitution of Jamaica from being a member of parliament. That is why he was a member of parliament. And it is silent as to whether he can be Prime Minister with dual citizenship. So going forward, if the people of Jamaica would want a Prime Minister who has only one citizenship, then I think the Constitutional Amendment Committee should factor this into the Constitution. But until when it is factored into the Constitution, since the Constitution is silent on it, I think someone with dual citizenship could also contest and become the Prime Minister of Jamaica. That is my thought on it. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Should the leader of the opposition party, McGoldin, renounce one of his citizenship, or he should be allowed to contest and run as Prime Minister of Jamaica? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Just look at the subscribe button down there. Click on the subscribe button. Click as well on the notification bell. And I'd like to see you again in my next video.